Good morning. We all come to this sacred space, which is made more sacred by the presence and attention of each and every one of us. My name is Jean McClurkin, and I will be your service leader today, as Reverend Seth is out of town. As we prepare to create this shared, brave space, let us turn to greet those that are joining us via live stream by waving to the camera and welcoming them into our community for the day. Now, let us turn and greet one another.
Welcome, and thank you for being with us today at Winchester Unitarian Society, a beacon of liberal, progressive, religious values in the Mystic Valley. My name is Liz Lentz, and I'm honored to serve as your worship associate this morning. Here, our story reaches back to 1855, when a little Sunday school opened its doors with a faith grounded in love, inquiry, and a deep affirmation of each person's worth. Today, we continue that legacy by gathering as a community committed to open minds, open hearts, and radical welcome. No matter who you are or where you are in life's journey, you are truly welcome here. Whether you come with joy, with sorrow, with hope, or with uncertainty. In this service of remembrance, we will create space together to recall those we have loved and lost, to share the weight of grief, and to hold each other in compassion and memory. We believe that our faith asks us not only to think freely, but to act lovingly, including by affirming the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Whether you are here in person or joining us online, we are deeply grateful for your presence and for the gifts you bring. Before we begin worship, we have a few announcements. Following today's service of remembrance, our racial justice group invites you to an event at noon in the parlor, honoring the 67,000 lives lost in Gaza and exploring themes from a book written by New York Times columnist Peter Beinart entitled Being Jewish After the Destruction of Gaza, A Reckoning. It is not necessary to have read the book to attend. All are welcome in this dialogue grounded in compassion, nonviolence, and our Unitarian Universalist values. The Social Action and Outreach Committee invites you to help provide Thanksgiving baskets for local families in need. You can shop for a box yourself or sponsor one through Stop and Shop for just $62.97, plus a gift card in amount of $20, $25, or $30. Gift cards also are welcome. Gift cards alone are welcome. Sign up during coffee hour with the committee, look for the turkey hats, or check our newsletter highlights for more information. Payments for the Stop and Shop donations may be made now with a check or online payment options through Breeze or PayPal. Filled boxes are due at the church on Sunday, November 23rd. Our goal is 70 boxes this year. Next Sunday, November 16, we will continue our work creating a congregational covenant, an event hosted by the transition team held after the service. Lunch and childcare will be provided. We'll reflect and prioritize on the community values generated from our conversations so far so that we can start shaping the content of our covenant. If you can't attend in person, there's a virtual session on Wednesday, November 19th at 7 p.m. Please plan to attend one of these events. Your participation is vital as we shape our covenant together. Lastly, if you're new to our congregation, we'd love to get to know you better. Please take a moment to fill out a visitor card from the pew rack in front of you and place it in the collection plate when we collect the offering later in the service. We look forward to connecting with you. Now, let us open our hearts and minds to the spirit of worship.
Gather we now into this space, this time when the wheel turns and the veil shatters. Gather we now to remember, to grieve, to prophecy, to complete our harvest before the long darkness comes. Gather we now to tell the old stories, to sing the old songs, to be as we have always been, the voice of our people eternal. Gather we now to celebrate that which was, that which is, and that which will be. Gather we now, as we have always done, united by story and bound by love.
I would like to invite Calvin Levering up to light our chalice as I read the chalice lighting words. We light this chalice in remembrance of those we have loved and lost, but not to mark endings, to honor instead the transformation of their lives into the light of memory, inspiration, and possibility. May the warmth of this flame invite us into gratitude and awaken within us the vision and courage to carry forward the gifts they gave us. If you have brought a photo or memento and have not yet placed it on the chancel table, I invite you to do so as we sing our opening hymn. Now, please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing number 336 in the gray hymnal, All My Memories of Love.
I would like to invite those who are young and young at heart to come forward for a story. Good morning, everybody. So this morning I'm going to read you a story, and it's a special story about how we are all connected, even when we don't know it, connected to everyone everywhere. It's called The Invisible String. Liza and Jeremy, the twins, were asleep one calm and quiet night. Suddenly, it began to rain very hard. Thunder rumbled until it got so loud that it woke them up. "Mommy, Mommy," they cried out as they ran to her. "Don't worry, you two. It's just the storm making all that noise. Go back to bed." "We want to stay close to you," said Jeremy. "We're scared." Mom said, "You know we're always together, no matter what." "But how can we be together when you're out here and we're in bed?" said Liza. Mom held something right in front of them and said, "This is how." Rubbing their sleepy eyes, the twins came closer to see what Mom was holding. "I was about your age when my mommy first told me about the invisible string." "I don't see a string," said Jeremy. "You don't need to see the invisible string. People who love each other are always connected by a very special string made of love." "But if you can't see it, how do you know it's there?" asked Liza. "Even though you can't see it with your eyes, you can feel it with your heart and know that you are always connected to everyone you love." When you're at school and you miss me, your love travels all the way along the string until I feel it tug on my heart. And when you tug it right back, we feel it in our hearts, said Jeremy. "Does Jasper the cat have an invisible string?" Liza asked. "She sure does," said Mom. "And best friends like me and Lucy?" asked Liza. "Best friends too." "How far can this string reach?" "Anywhere and everywhere," Mom said. "Would it reach me even if I were a submarine captain deep in the ocean?" asked Jeremy. "Yes," Mom said, "even there." "Or a mountain climber?" "Even there." "A dancer in France?" "Even there." "A jungle explorer?" "Even there." "How about an astronaut out in space?" "Yes, even there." Then Jeremy quietly asked, "Can my string reach all the way to Uncle Brian in heaven?" "Yes, even there." "Does the string go away when you're mad at us?" "Never," said Mom. "Love is stronger than anger, and as long as love is in your heart, the string will always be there. Even when you get older and can't agree about things like what movie to see, or what game to play in the back seat, or what time to go to bed. Oh, that's right, you two should be in bed." And with that, they all laughed as Mom chased the twins back to their beds. Within a few minutes, they were asleep, even though the storm was still making the same loud noises outside. As they slept, they started dreaming of all the invisible strings they have, and all the strings their friends have, and their friends have, and their friends have, until everyone in the world was connected by invisible strings. And from deep inside, they now could clearly see no one is ever alone. Okay, I invite the grown-ups to sing the children and teachers to religious education. The words are in your order of service.
Our weekly offering is an opportunity to respond to the abundance we've received a moment when we transform our gratitude into action and make our values visible. This week, our Share the Plate recipient is Slingshot. Details regarding the important work of this organization and how to give are printed in your order of service and will soon be on screen for online participants. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received. Those who wish to do so are invited to join in the unison affirmation. We gather not for ourselves alone, but to use our common power to build the beloved community within and beyond these walls. We create and reaffirm this covenant this day to make justice flourish, to practice compassion amidst difference, and to embody transformative love.
Hi. I want to frame my words today by owning that I greeted the opportunity to offer this reflection for this service with deep gratitude. Death as a concept is something I have never shied away from, but rather something I've greeted with an open curiosity. I should say up front, I am not a trained theologian or a literary scholar or a scientist. I'm a social worker. I'm a mental health therapist. I've always been drawn to people suffering and wanting to offer some grounding in humanity in return. It is really the inevitability of death for all of us that strikes me as beautiful. Death is such a unifying experience to all living things. It is something unknown and unstoppable. As I grow older, I deepen my appreciation for the concept, and I challenge my own understanding. When I was a kid, I attended Sunday school in my Methodist church, which held its obligatory teachings on heaven, hell, and the soul. I personally never found much connection with those specific ideas. Rather, for me, it was the science classes I took that taught me that matter can never be created or destroyed. Rather, it shifts. This made sense to me. Energy just shifts, with or without our awareness. It always has over the existence of our universe. The vastness of the container of that idea blew my mind. It strikes me as both inevitable and beautiful. Now, before going to graduate school to get the training that would make me the professional I am today, in my mid to late 20s, I moved back to the Boston area from California to take care of my grandmother after my grandfather died. They had been married for over 50 years. He was much healthier than she was when he died. In fact, my most clearest moments of her and memories of her are her lying on the couch in the middle of our living room surrounded by family with a cloth over her head, fighting migraines. Well, to me, the decision to drop everything and move home to be her full-time caretaker so she could avoid a full-time care facility was a no-brainer. I spent 2 weeks to sell everything that I owned to buy a one-way plane ticket home, while my family took care of the passing of my grandfather that was a little bit more unexpected. And I'll save you all the play-by-play from there. She died herself 2 weeks later, right after I moved in. And that was over 20 years ago. In the years since, my grief has shifted. I am so grateful for those 2 weeks. She told me stories of her life, stories I had never heard before. Some that I had many times, but they still sounded a little bit different, just me and her in the room, without the bustle of everybody else. I had never had so much one-on-one time with my grandmother. Gift, privilege, those words do not do it justice. I got to help her live to her fullest till the very end. And it wasn't easy. In fact, it was often messy. But it was the realest way I had ever helped another living thing to that point in my life. I was the one who called 911. I held her hand in the ambulance on the ride to the hospital. I let her claw my arms in the ER because she was scared until the rest of the family got there. I was in the hospital with her when she died. This wouldn't be the last time I got to be deeply and intimately involved in death. It wasn't until we lived in Iowa in late 2022 when I first heard the term death doula. Like many of you, I had heard the term doula before, but more associated with birth. Well, this is the same thing, just on the other end. A death doula is someone who shepherds people and their family through the process of death and grief. And I latched on to this term, as at that point when I heard it, I'd done a similar service for Devin's father in the summer of 2022 without even knowing what it was called. I spent his final 2 weeks with him in the hospital and then in hospice. During that time, I listened to his stories that kept pouring out of him. We watched TV, we watched golf, the US Open was on, and we just sat in that space. I listened with him while the doctors debated prognosis and what the options were. I was his sounding board while he weighed what to do while facing the end of his one wild and precious life. Again, the words gift and privilege do not come close to how I view my ability to to spend time with someone in this way. Everything dies, yes, but the ways in which death happens is unique and uncertain. Whether we have had time to be mindful of its coming or not. Regardless, though, it is with 100% certainty that death can only happen if life has happened first. One does not exist without the other. This adds a lens of value to the process of death so that we may appreciate the life that came before. Grief is the same way. It happens to all of us, whether we have had time to be mindful of its coming or not. It is also with 100% certainty that I offer that grief can only happen if love has happened first. One does not exist without the other. This adds a lens of value to the process of grief so that we may appreciate the love that came before. We, as humans, are creatures who have for centuries turned to rituals and ceremony to help solidify the importance of significant events. It is a way to bring mindful meaning to a process. Death and grief are such events that we process through rituals, connecting us to life and love. Most notably, these rituals in these circumstances involve memory, tribute, and reflection. In my work, I often remind people that there is no rewind button in life. There are no time machines. But I think memory and rituals of remembrance are the closest things we have. And the more connected, mindful, and aware we strive to be in each moment with the people we love in life, the richer those memories can become. The more deeply we engage in the rituals, the more they can offer us a bridge from death to life, from grief to love. Of course, I do not have proof or real evidence here. Remember, I'm not a trained theologian, a literary scholar, or a scientist. I'm a mental health therapist and social worker. Instead, I have my own experience, some of which I have shared here today, which informs my perspective and my bias. This service today is such a ritual of remembrance, and I am truly honored to have been able to be here with you for it. I hope each of us uses this service in ways that are meaningful to you, to grieve, to remember, and to love. Recognize we all do this differently and support each other mindfully and fully in this moment that we have been offered together. Thank you for listening. I now invite us into a time of shared meditation and reflection, as is your individual practice. While I read these words entitled Immortality by Leslie Takahashi. In the daily weave of our lives, those who have died are still strong, guiding threads. Theirs is the golden glimmer, or perhaps the brilliant red or melancholy blue. They are part of the whole cloth of our lives. They are the ancestors, the goers before. Through this, we know immortality. In the hour-by-hour rush of our daily tasks, they travel with us through something they taught us, which is now ours to do, through something they loved, which is now ours to carry out, through something we shared, which is now ours and yet not. Through this, we know immortality. In the minute-by-minute grasp of where we are, we remember the joys our departed gave us, which opened us up to hope, the sorrows we knew together, which taught us strength, the life shared, which is now ours to steward. Through this, we know immortality. In the second-by-second pulse of life, we sense the spirit of those we have loved and lost. This presence is too shy for naming, too amorphous for full knowing, and yet as real as the days we shared. Through this, we know immortality. They are more than just remembered. They are memory itself. For what we love lives on in ways our beloved dead accompany us through our life. Their words and wisdom our guide. Their humor our relief. Their restless concern for the world our charge. Through this, we know immortality. I now invite us to please remain seated as we sing hymn number 101 in the gray hymnal, Abide With Me. From here, we will join in kindling the light, where you are invited to come forward to light a candle in recognition of a joy or sorrow you carry in your heart. If you would like a candle brought to you, please raise a hand and Liz will bring it to you. Then, after a brief moment of silence, we will enter our annual ritual of remembrance. Thanks.
Nancy Orlando, Roger Sudbury, Eric Doremu, Linda Reck,
Jane Goodall, Charles Wild, Laura Wild, Hazel Wild,
Ian Denhart, Don Seymour, Dennis Kornicek, Dennis Brett,
Martin Kennedy, Alberto Rose, Olu Karani, Dirk Stryker,
Phyllis Beadle, Rick Hockman, Hugh Fraser, Beth O'Donnell,
Wallace Blanchard, Connie Blanchard, Scott Dingwall, John Russell,
Brenda Hanson Martino, Mark Gearin, Pat Meany, Emmons Ellis,
Bob Kennerson, Diane McVeigh, Robert John Michael Bowers, Maureen Prokos,
Ruth Tracy, Andy Kazmar, Earl Boudreau, Steve Grant,
John Holt Jr., Jessica McKean, Sam Berliner the Third, Sally Dallas,
George Dallas, Mark Stonkel, Heidi Schaben, Dorothy Bowman,
Erin Mackey, Paul Lintz, Charlie Morgan, Ruth Hitt,
Bill Hitt, Annalise Lowy, Paul Lowy, Margie Kirk,
Margaret Lynch, Gerard Lynch,
I offer us these closing words, adapted by Rumini Shaha. Linger a bit longer. Let these words and music gently fill your senses. Your breath will keep them company. What life are you remembering today? How can you honor the love you have felt? What might you do to safeguard the vulnerability this community has shared together today? How lucky that today you were able to be there for someone next to you that maybe you did not know as well yesterday. You are now holding in your heart a precious commodity. The universe has trusted you with this. Handle it with care. Brood over it for a bit. Hold each other close to your heart just for a while longer. But remember, we are not yours to keep. We were handed to you for this ritual of safekeeping only. It is now time to breathe in gratitude, breathe out the wariness. It is now time to make room for the next story. Someone else is waiting for your presence. Go be with them fully and completely. Take it in once again, the magnitude of this moment.
Please read with me the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our service has ended, but our life of service continues. Please join us for conversation and refreshments in the Sims room directly behind you.